Understanding IELTS Writing Task 2 question types. How many question types do we have in IELTS Writing Task 2?
Yes, today we are going to talk about that, and we'll see. Let's see.
Ooh, keeping it a mystery. Okay.
Yes.
I'm intrigued. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. So as we see here, first we have a list of common question types. Opinion essay, discussion, problem solution or cause effect, advantages or disadvantages, and two-part direct questions. Now we'll go into detail. First, we'll start with opinion essay that some people believe is the mother of essays. An opinion essay in IELTS Writing Task 2 is a type of question that asks test takers to express their viewpoint on a specific topic. These questions require candidates to clearly state their opinion and support it with reasons and examples. Here, everything is just about our own idea, not anybody else. And when we want to identify an opinion essay, we can look for prompts like the questions I have written here, like, do you agree or disagree? To what extent do you agree or disagree? What is your opinion? Do you think something? And these are the keywords here that we can know something is an opinion essay. Here we can see an example. This is the question of a writing task 2. For example, some people believe that online education provides more benefits than traditional classroom education. Do you agree or disagree? So this is the question type. And now what should we do when we want to design the structure of this kind of essay? Of course, in short, I'm going to talk about that. This is a suggested structure. Of course, it's not a fixed outline, but it's a suggested one that in my idea, we can have 4 paragraphs, introduction, 2 body paragraphs, and a conclusion. What do we do in the introduction part? The first sentence of the introduction could be paraphrasing the question in our own words. And then the other sentence is to clearly state our opinion. For example, I strongly agree that online education provides more benefits than traditional methods. We either agree or disagree and sometimes partially agree. So what about body paragraph 1? In body paragraph 1, we talk about our first reason for our opinion, plus explanation, examples, evidence to support our reason. And in body paragraph 2, that's the second reason for the opinion. Again, plus explanation and examples, and again, supporting our second reason. And in the conclusion, of course, there's no new information, just we restate our opinion and we summarize the key points. That is opinion essay in a nutshell.
Just a quick detail here is that this is just a suggestion to have 2 body paragraphs. So you can have 3 body paragraphs as well. Sometimes, rarely, but it's possible to see only 1 body paragraph for some question types as well. But the best number of paragraphs to have for IELTS essay writing, because remember that you're going to write 250 words for the whole essay. So in order to make sure that you have the correct format, it's usually a 4 or 5 paragraph essay, which means that you are going to have 2 or 3 body paragraphs. And in this example, you see a 2 body paragraph essay.
Yes. My own design is just 4 body paragraphs, but yes, of course, it's just a suggestion.
Yeah.
It can be more. Okay. The next type is the discussion essay. A discussion essay in IELTS writing is a type of question where you are asked to discuss both sides of a particular issue or argument. In many cases, you will also be required to provide your own opinion about the topic after presenting both views. So the prompt here is discuss both views and give your own opinion. Here is not just our opinion. We should discuss both opposing ideas in the paragraphs.
Whereas the first one, you don't need to focus on both sides of the story. You can only agree and stick to that, or only disagree. You don't need to spend time thinking and writing about both sides. But when the prompt says discuss both views, then you have to do that in order to have the correct task response. Otherwise, you're not responding to the task correctly. Discuss both views and give your own opinion, which means you can have your own opinion after you discuss both views.
Right. So the example. Some people think that social media is harmful to society, while others believe it is beneficial. So two opposing views. Discuss both views and give your own opinion. So let's see the suggested structure again. As we see here again, a 4-paragraph essay. What do we do in the introduction? Again, we start with paraphrasing the question in our own words. And then we're going to state that we will discuss both views on the issue. And in the introduction part, we clearly mention our own opinion about these two issues. Then in the body paragraph 1, we discuss the first view. We present the first viewpoint, giving reasons and supporting evidence, examples, explanations. In body paragraph 2, the same thing happens. And in the conclusion, when we summarize the main points from both views, again, like the introduction, we clearly state our opinion on which side we agree with or which argument is stronger. So in introduction and conclusion, here are the places that we can talk about our own idea.
Excellent. So for the introduction part, number 1 and number 2 can be thought as one section inside the introduction, because as you are paraphrasing the question, you are also stating that there are 2 different views, because that's mentioned in the question. So 1 and 2 are basically, you can have both of them in the same sentence. And then the next one, your thesis statement, or when you are mentioning what you think and what your opinion is number 3, clearly mention your opinion, which is going to be repeated in the conclusion as you are summarizing the main points and restating what your opinion was.
Exactly. Next one. Next one is the problem solution essay. That is a type of essay that requires you to identify an issue, discuss its causes, and propose one or more solutions to resolve it. And we should look for phrases like these. What are the causes of? What problems are caused by? What solutions can you suggest? How can this issue be addressed? And the like. So an example. In many cities, the use of cars is increasing rapidly, leading to traffic congestion and air pollution. What are the problems caused by this, and what measures can be taken to address them? So problems and the measures.
Mm-hmm.
And the structure. Again, introduction. Paraphrasing the question, of course, and then indicating that you will discuss both the problems and their solutions. We are not going to give the solutions or talking in detail about the problem in introduction, just mentioning that, okay, we are going to discuss both problems and solutions. Then in body paragraph 1, we describe the problems. We explain the problems in detail. We use examples or evidence to illustrate the severity of the issue. And in paragraph 2, the same structure, but just proposing the solutions. 2 or 3, I think, would be very good. And then in conclusion, we summarize the problems and solutions all together.
Excellent. And here, there's just a little detail I want to add for the introduction. It is also okay that in part 2, point number 2, indicate that you will discuss both the problems and their solutions. You can, instead of indicating that you're going to do that, you could also briefly actually mention what the problem is and what solution or solutions there are going to be that you will discuss later on. So you can actually answer the question in the introduction very briefly, if you can, or just say that it is something that will be discussed later on. So both are acceptable.
Yeah, very good. Let's go to advantage and disadvantage essay. This essay is a type of question where you are asked to discuss both the positive and negative aspects of a specific topic. In some cases, the question also asks for your opinion. So it's not always like this. Sometimes it asks for your opinion about whether the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. What are the prompts? What are the advantages and disadvantages of something? Here we just talk about advantages and disadvantages. In the next one, do the advantages outweigh the disadvantages? It's the place where we give our own idea about this part. Okay. Example. Some people believe that online learning is better than traditional classroom education. What are the advantages and disadvantages of this trend? In the structure part, of course, paraphrasing the question introduction, then indicating that you will discuss both advantages and disadvantages. If required, state your opinion. For example, whether you think the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. It's not always necessary. It depends on the question. So body paragraph 1, you talk about advantages. You discuss the benefits of the topic and provide examples, evidence to support your points. In body paragraph 2, you talk about disadvantages. You discuss the drawbacks of the topic and use examples or evidence to support your points. In the conclusion part, we summarize the advantages and disadvantages. If required, we state our opinion on whether the advantages outweigh the disadvantages.
Excellent.
Nothing to add? I can go on?
Yeah. Let's move on to the next.
The last one, actually, which is a two-part essay.
But not least.
Yes, which is also known as a direct question essay. It requires you to respond to two related questions within the same essay. So the prompts with two explicit questions would be, why is this the case? What measures can be taken? Is this a positive or negative development? Let's see the example. In some countries, the average weight of people is increasing and their levels of health and fitness are decreasing. The first question, why do you think this is happening? Next one, what can be done to solve this problem? Two separate but related questions. And the structure. In the introduction, we paraphrase the question to introduce the topic. Then we briefly state that we will address both questions. In body paragraph 1, we answer the first question. We address the first one directly and provide explanations, reasons, and giving examples. In body paragraph 2, we answer the second question. We address the question directly and again provide logical suggestions and examples. In the conclusion part, we summarize the answers to both questions and we highlight the importance of addressing the issue or our overall opinion in the conclusion. And that's the last of the essays for this presentation.
Okay, awesome. That's great. So beautiful.
Yeah.
The end means that I should be quiet now. So
no, it means now we're waiting for your comments.
Let's make if you stop sharing your screen, it will give us larger faces on the screen so we can
done.
Discuss. Okay. So now you and I have been teaching IELTS writing for some time. I wanted to ask you personally, well, what question type or types do you think are more challenging for the students and why?
For the students, I believe discussion type. Just talking from experience. For I myself, that's my favorite part, because I know what should I do first. This one thing, but in discussion types, I've seen that the students make a mistake and they try to stick to one side. They think they should just support one side of the opposing ideas. They support, for example, the first issue, and then in the next paragraph they don't talk about the second issue. They try to somehow not disagree. They try to disagree maybe with the second issue. They consider it as a kind of agree-disagree thing, as I have seen. Okay. They don't write about that topic from the point of the view of that opposing issue. They just make it their own. And that's something that I have seen.
Yeah, because it's more complicated. It's more difficult to think from two different vantage points. So it's easier to take one side and just develop that. Exactly. I agree with you. Also, multiple questions, like when you have 2 questions or 3 questions, sometimes the candidate forgets to develop one question as much as necessary. So for example, if you have why does something happen and what measures should be taken in order to resolve the issues, and sometimes cause and effect, you will see that sometimes they forget about causes or effects. Have you had examples of that?
Yes, forget about the cause, or if you know, they it's a problem solution. They talk about the problem, but problem and effect. They don't talk about the effect. They give solutions. You know, they forget about that. They don't read the question clearly or understand it clearly. Maybe. Yes.
Okay. So understanding question types is a huge thing if you want to have the right task response, and even coherence and cohesion, the logical order, and how to gather your ideas and present them in an essay. Is there anything else we want to talk about?
No, what's your favorite type? What's your favorite type?
My favorite type is the easiest, the one
Which
that
one is the
fits.
easiest?
Well, the clear opinion essays. Now, by the way, I just wanted to add something. From one viewpoint, all of these 5 types are opinions, because at the end of the day, they're opinions of the writer about advantages, disadvantages, problems, solutions, why something happens. So remember that there is no exact correct or wrong answer. So you can answer in any way, as long as you are answering, supporting your ideas, developing your ideas correctly based on the question. You could be, you are entitled to any opinion. Anyway, so the reason we are just mentioning there's opinion essays versus other types of essays is just to mention the differences between agree, disagree, advantage, disadvantage, and the rest. But it is true that all of them are somehow opinions of the writer.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. So having said that, the opinion essay is my favorite, which embodies everything. Okay.
Yeah.
Everything good? Good
Good.
to
Excellent.
go? All right.
Excellent.